while we're talking about games that are making waves, we have to talk about one thing, and that is GTA 6. GTA 6 again was just recently delayed. I believe this is the third time. While we are being seen the next generation of gaming, this is disappointing for a lot of fans who have been waiting. We're coming up on well past a decade of no GTA 6. We've been locked in with the GTA 5. I know of a lot of us have already fatigued out of GTA 5, and we're just waiting hands down for GTA 6 to see what's new and what the future of gaming will be. While we do, while we are here, what are your thoughts on the GTA 6 delay, Dom?
So I'm disappointed but not surprised at this point. I mean, at this point, I'm surprised if GTA 6 even gets released. If they tell me 3 months from now it's going to be delayed till 2027, I also wouldn't be surprised. Um, this game just better be worth it. At this point, I don't care how long it takes for them to release it. I don't care if they release it 3 years from now. Um, but they have to live up to the hype. The longer they take, I feel like the higher my expectations become, just because I just begin to expect more. It's taking you so long already, and you want to delay it even more. Um, I know there's a lot to talk about when it comes to GTA 6 and what they're trying to add to the gaming scene and kind of basically evolve and change the gaming industry as a whole with how they're going to charge $100+ for the game and everything they're going to do inside the game with meta advertising and everything. So I don't know what you want to talk about first in regards to GTA 6. We have a few things written down, but I'd love for you to go further.
But we've seen so many things come to light with GTA 6 it's wild how many games are to their sticks game when we actually look at IPs. Like, we're just going to take a moment to talk about that real quick. 2 minutes of your time, guys. We are at games where IPs, one of the first games we saw like that was Final Fantasy. I don't even know what Final Fantasy is on now. But it has become the norm where we are seeing IPs generationally make games and just stay relevant. And I don't know whether that's good or bad for gaming. And while we are talking about what is good or bad for gaming, GTA 6 is adding NPC AI integration. AI has been one of the hottest topics of the new decade. When we actually look at what AI integration means for the world, it it is the future. We look at it and we see many things come out of AI, and as much as a lot of people don't like hearing that AI is the future, there is nothing that is stopping the rise of AI currently. We are already living in a world with AI. AI has been used for over a decade in other facilities of the world, in other sectors of industries. It's been being used, it's been being improved, and that's why it's to the point where it's available for public use now. While we're talking about NPC AI integration, let's keep the subject on gaming. And we talk about that, I think it'll only lead to more dynamic storylines. I don't know if they are incorporating it into their campaign or if it has anything to do with their actual campaign. But even realistically, everything we always dreamed of as kids, GTA is promising us. You're going to be able to interact with every AI that is on the map. Each AI is going to have their own routine that they have each day, whether it be going getting coffee every morning, going to work every morning, whether it be a homeless man begging on the street. We're going to see that in GTA, and we'll be able to see their daily routine. And that's not even the craziest part. We're also seeing weather cycles, which are in turn with the AI integration. We're also seeing a whole scale map where most buildings are going to be enterable, which when you actually look at AI in gaming, we're able to do that because AI is able to upscale everything. And without the upscaling of these said things, these games would be too big for us to even play on any of our consoles or PCs, and that's a realistic view about it. What are your thoughts on NPC integration in GTA 6, Dom?
Yeah, so I personally think that having AI integrations for NPCs and for all of these different people within GTA 6, where you're just walking down the street and you get to interact with these people, I think it's great. It's gonna add a lot of depth and layers that you wouldn't get in previous GTAs. In the past, what could you do to the NPCs? You could beat them up, you could punch them and stuff, but there really wasn't else much you can do. They had the same three or four different lines that they would tell you if you look at them or get in their way or punch them, and that was that. So having these NPC AI integrations is great. I think there's a lot of possibilities and things that it opens up for these developers to work on. It could be just as simple as, you have your mic plugged in and you're walking down the street, and I don't know, what's an example? Like you have a conversation with the AI literally right next to you on the street. You could be like, yo, your breath stinks, and they'll be able to clap back and tell you something. Or, there's going to be so many different possibilities. And I'm really excited to see how they integrate the AIs into these NPCs, and especially into the Florida man. Like, that's where I think it gets really interesting, because how are you going to create an NPC Florida man? Like, what's the interactions there is going to be amazing. So I'm really excited to see what they do.
That is going to be absolutely amazing. Didn't even think about that with GTA 6 being set in Florida. They're also going to have the option for the dynamic map. I don't believe it'll be an option that you'll be able to turn off, but as I talked about before, you'll see flooding in real time. I know at one point they talked about hurricanes
Mm.
being integrated into the game, which is where you'll see flooding from. You'll see natural disasters. And when we talk about these integrations, it's actually just insane to see how far gaming is coming. When we actually talk about dynamic maps, we have to loop back to Battlefield just in general. Battlefield was one of the first games that introduced us to the mainstream world to dynamic maps, and we saw what that did. Everyone has always wanted dynamic maps back in Battlefield. We finally got that in Battlefield 6, and now GTA is bringing us dynamic maps. I don't know if it's going to be on the level of Battlefield, where you're able to collapse buildings. I think GTA will probably stay away from that as they have in the past, due to some of the inappropriate memes that come out of it. But dynamic maps are the future of gaming when we are looking at any campaign or open world game. I know as kids we've always thought being in a gaming world and being able to live through all the seasons, and as Dom talked about, actually being able to speak to the NPCs and just be fully immersed in the gaming world. What we're actually seeing, if GTA lives up to what it's saying, is the future of gaming right before your eyes, and the future is looking bright, guys.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think the concept of dynamic maps is really interesting. You made a good point saying you don't think they're able to break some buildings and things like that because of the inappropriate, memes and clips that people are gonna be able to do. I'm really curious to see how GTA handles that whole aspect, not just, I guess, destroying buildings, but for instance, I know they're gonna have like gay pride parades in GTA 6, and obviously GTA 5, you're able to shoot people, hurt people. Like, I'm curious if they're gonna restrict anything with, for example, the pride parades or any other aspects of GTA 6. If they're gonna stop you from doing that, if they're just gonna let you do whatever. I'm curious to see what direction they lean in, because I guess from a studio perspective, you could get some backlash for allowing stuff like that. But on the other hand, you're gonna have people creating Instagram reels and really promoting your game with stuff like that might benefit your game. I don't know. It's an interesting conversation to have.
Historically, when we look at it, I think another game that we already touched upon, we can look at it historically with COD MW2, the airport mission.
Mm.
It allowed players, the opportunity to skip said mission once they did see the backlash that came from the mission. I think it'll be within the player's choice, as they see the game fit. Realistically, GTA hasn't ever been a game to not step on people's toes. They kind of let the player decide what their role in the game is. I mean, we are talking about a game called Grand Theft Auto, a game a game about crime,
Yeah.
whereas yes, they haven't highlighted any. Actually, I take that back. I was about to say they have not highlighted any major crimes, but literally last year, they introduced, or not last year, last GTA, they introduced bank heist. That's straight up federal crimes right there that we're
Yeah.
talking about. So, GTA, I don't think GTA has an issue with stepping on people's toes. I think if anything, in terms of what you're talking about, I think it'll be platforms censoring GTA itself
Hmm.
if we start seeing that. I don't think it'll be GTA so much censoring it themselves, but I think for example, I think we could see any of the mainstream platforms, anything involving, I really don't know where I'm going. Like anything that is too much and not toned down enough, I can really see, like specifically YouTube, um, toning it down themselves. Really, like when we look at platforms, there there are a lot of things that are allowed, while there are also a lot of things that aren't allowed. Um, that's not what I was trying to say at all, guys. But y'all know where I'm going. We're gonna spin the loop back.
Yeah.
Keep it going, keep it moving.
There's a lot of you made a good point with the platforms, I think, being the ones to regulate these things and not so much GTA. And that's a very good point. As long as the only thing I don't want to see from GTA is them, I guess, stopping people from doing anything in the game. I think you made a good point. If anyone's going to stop it, let YouTube or someone else, another platform, stop creators from posting these things, or have a sensitive content warning or whatever. However they want to go about um, all these issues, I think it's important to do that, because I think one of the worst things we've seen in gaming is the censorship, just overall. Um, and I don't want to see that happen for a game that's been this hyped up, that's taken this long to come out. And if you're going to have a dynamic map, if you're going to have all of these NPC AI integrations and really go all out for this game, I really don't want to see any restrictions placed on the player, to be honest. So, moving forward, talking about GTA 6, I know you said that there's going to be integrated RPs. So they're going to have integrations to allow these RP servers to be in GTA itself. And that leads to the question, does this benefit or harm the creators slash modders in these role-playing communities?
I think creators wholeheartedly, there are benefits and negatives to, to integrated RP integration when we look at it. Well, it's going to allow access to official tools from Rockstar to actually be able to modify your sessions to make them exactly what you're looking for. We're also not going to see the same community aspect that we have seen through RP. We're not going to see the creators of custom RPs as engaged with their communities, because now their role is reversed. And that's why I specifically added modders to this list. Modders are completely being taken out of the equation with RP being integrated. And now a lot of people who have made that their career are losing their livelihood, because, which, don't get me wrong, it's amazing that GTA 6 is finally adding this. This is something console players have been asking for years. It'll be amazing to do RP on console. But when we actually look at the extremes on both ends, if GTA 6 didn't put these modders in positions to continue their craft, they just lost their livelihood. And
Yeah.
I think the same can be said for creators who also are their own moderators on the side. When you look at creator servers in roleplay, there is usually, a creator is usually the host. And through that, their community no longer has any reason to keep on going to the RP.
Yeah.
Our RP is now a public game mode, which allow it's open to anyone, which is great. That's what we've always wanted. But the issue stems from GTA taking so long to do this that now people are just in bad positions. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
So I actually have a different take than you. I think it's going to be a really good benefit to the modding and creating community. And the reason why I think it's going to be better is because when you look at games like Fortnite or Roblox, all of these games are allowing users and developers to create their own worlds and versions within Fortnite or within Roblox. So I think it actually might end up benefiting modders more. I wouldn't call them modders anymore, though. They'd be more developers, and they're going to be developing these worlds and these role-playing servers. But I think it allows for a lot of creativity, and I think it's going to ultimately help these people who do RP servers make more money. They'll be able to create their own servers, their own maps, their own worlds, and if the people play on them, they're going to get paid for it, just like they do in Roblox, just like they do in Fortnite. So I think having this whole like world creation system, I think it's called like the metaverse, where you allow people to build their own like little universes and stuff that are all playable in the same game. It's ultimately going to be good for the gamers and for the people who are creating these worlds.
I definitely agree with you to an extent. We have seen it done, like you said, in Fortnite and Roblox, and now we're seeing it in Battlefield 6 with their new workshop Forge mode. I think it just really depends on how GTA 6 goes about the process. When we look at traditional GTA Online lobbies, because we have seen kind of somewhat a fraction of a workshop through the custom maps and custom game modes that they allow through GTA Online. I think if we look at anything that they've done with that, if they continue the way that they've done with that, it won't be as beneficial as might be thought. But I definitely think that's definitely hypothetical. It definitely just depends on which way they go about it. I think they would need a completely new system similar to like what you said, what Fortnite and what Roblox already do, where they are able to feature those custom modes, custom maps, whatever it may be. While we are on this topic, GTA, as we've talked about, GTA has a lot of things promised, a lot of new integrations. One of the other things that has been leaked but is not 100% confirmed is lockpicking and hacking, similar to Watch Dogs, similar to Cyberpunk. Do we think that is good for GTA, or is GTA doing too much?
Hmm. So I'm not familiar with Cyberpunk or Watch Dogs and how lockpicking and hacking would work. So I'm really don't have a good opinion to give you on that. But I do think, you're adding NPC AI integrations, you're adding dynamic maps. Why not add lockpicking and hacking? You want to add multiple layers to the game that haven't been there in the past. What do you think?
I completely agree with you when we talk about there being a fully accessible map of buildings, and we're not talking about just primary buildings that you can enter. Most buildings will be accessible according to GTA 6. So when we really look at that and we look at the realistic standpoint of view, most personal homes are going to be locked during the day. If you really want to add another layer to GTA 6, and just add on to the crime topic that the game has always had. You would add like home invasions, burglaries, and when you have looked at what RP has done throughout the years, with being able to hold actual items like what we're seeing in GTA 5 RPs right now, if you were to add stealing to the game, then you now also add an accessible trading shop, which would work for in-game currency. And with how they're talking about this year, in-game currency is going to be very important.
Oh, brother, end game currency. You're gonna start a whole nother conversation here. Um, that's a big part of these games. You see with games like CS:GO, and really, that my first thing that came to mind was CS:GO. All of these games now have their own end-game economies. You have skins, you have gloves, everything that are worth real money, hundreds of dollars even. So I'm really curious to see where GTA takes, like you said, all of these items and endgame items and endgame currencies. What are you gonna be able to do with it? Are you gonna be able to, end up getting real money for these items, like a secondary market, trade it, or is it just gonna be in the game itself? I'm really curious to see how that goes too.
We are definitely hyped for GTA 6 here. We can't wait for it to launch. We're delayed a little bit, but it's coming, y'all. It's coming.
It's
We just
coming.
gotta keep waiting and waiting.
Rockstar, please don't delay us again. Please, I mean, actually, it would be kind of funny if you did, but please don't. I want to play the game. Honestly,
Not funny at all.
yeah. I mean, it'd be a good troll, to be fair. Like, honestly, if I was Rockstar's position, I would end up doing like a troll tweet being like, "Hey, we're gonna delay it again," and then say "psych" and release it or something like that. That'd be funny. I know it's not smart, and they wouldn't do that because they want to get pre-orders and stuff. Yada yada yada. Business, boring stuff. But it would be really funny if they played a whole prank on us and did that. So, GTA 6, if you're watching, please, please, do not delay it. Now I want to move forward to the last kind of main topic I wanted to talk about in this first episode, and that's going